So today I wanted to talk about how we use our spirituality dealing with the real world. And some people call it adulting. And I'm at my age, I still go, adulting really stinks. So I'll tell you a quick story about something that happened this week, and then I'll say how I dealt with it. So I covered my insurance through my former employer, and up until December, I paid it to a certain company, and then they changed the billing company in January, and that company had some errors in their computer system about my account. So we thought we fixed it, and then they took my January payment, and then my February payment never came out of my bank account, so I was calling, and they said, well, your account was canceled because you didn't make your September 25 payment. And I was like, I didn't make payments to you. You weren't my billing company then. So we went round and round and round in this loop, and they kept sending me to different departments, and finally, somebody who was like a manager said, well, your only option is to put in a written appeal and wait 20 days to see what we decide. They had canceled my insurance.
Whoa.
And I made the payment, but they wouldn't credit my account because they said the account was closed. Because they didn't pay it in September when I wasn't supposed to pay them in September. So I just was like,
Wow.
in this circle of like, I don't know how to fix this. And I had a literal moment of like sitting there I was on the phone all day. My head in my hands going, Lord help me. And it wasn't really a prayer. It was just a place of some cuss words. It was like, Lord help me. And I'll tell you how we dealt with that in a minute. And I don't know about you guys, but I feel like just in general, I keep getting more and more other people with problems that are on my prayer list. So just in the last 2 weeks, my daughter and her baby were in a car accident. They were both okay. My best friend's mom went in the hospital, and she's slow recovery. And a family friend passed away. And my grandson had a medical emergency in the middle of the night and took his first ride in an ambulance to the ER at age 10. He's mostly okay, doing some tests. And then my mom was in a car accident. That was all in a week's time. Yeah. And that's on top of, I have 4 close family members who are dealing with cancer, and my best friend. So I'm like, the list just keeps getting longer. And sometimes I feel like I don't know what to do about all those. I mean, yes, they're all on my prayer list, but I don't know what to do. So what I do sometimes when the world is getting too much for me is I try to think of like what makes me feel better. And one thing that makes me feel better is this book by Alan Cohen called Handle with Prayer. He wrote it like almost 30 years ago, but sometimes it just jumps off my shelf into my hand. Sometimes I need to go out in nature. Sometimes I need to listen to music or draw. So that's where we use our spirituality. So one thing Alan Cohen says is, instead of doing all the things, and then when you don't have any other options, pray first. Like, why don't we pray first? So that's his first suggestion, pray first. And he also said, any form of asking for help is a prayer. So I'm going to read this quote. Don't laugh, but I didn't bring my regular glasses, so these are my readers that are shades. Sorry. Yeah.
It's a cool word.
He said, all calls for help are prayers. As you open your hand to someone or something with greater strength than yourself, you summon the power of the universe, which is God. So in my not prayer of saying, Lord help me, I was thinking like, what other actions can I take? And the lady in charge of HR is awesome at her job. I don't work for them anymore, but she's still the person I'm supposed to call. So I called her, and she said, oh, heck no. And she was on the phone, and within 2 hours, she fixed the whole thing.
Wow.
And this month, they took my payment. So thank you, Mary Arnold, at Youth in Need, for fixing it. So that's my suggestion, is that pray first, get quiet, and tune in to what actions can I take. When it's somebody else, like all these people I mentioned, who are mostly all okay, one of them was my friend's mom was in the hospital, but my friend has cancer and she's in California and she cannot get to her mom. So I suggested, do you want me to go in your place? She has 6 children, but she goes, that would be awesome. So I got her mom the flowers and the dessert she requested. I went to see her mom and I said, I'm really married, and I FaceTimed between the 2 of them, and that made them both feel better. So again, when it's somebody else, pray first, reflect, and then decide, do I need to take an action here? So that's my suggestion, and And my final thought from Alan Cohen is, I need my glasses again. Sorry, it's in cursive. Asking for help is an affirmation that you believe in yourself, that you recognize an answer is available, and that you are open to receiving it.
Oh.